Hey, what's up, Honor Statistics? My name is Freddy Aguirre. I was a student 2017-2018 for Barajas. And I'll be teaching you today the basics of Unit 1, our homework, and how to basically do it. Now, I won't go through all of it, I'll only go through maybe about 3 questions, but as you can see, I already prompted the homework assignment. Now, we need a prompt in order for you to get there first, since you're barely learning, is make sure you have on-ramps and structure. And it's pretty simple. Get used to navigating this. So then you go to, I already have these color coded, so you go under the on-ramp statistics class for Mr. Barajas, and go under data. Now, today we're doing Unit 1 distributions and displays. Click it, and then you have all your segments here, your chapters, chapter 3, chapter 4, etc. Now here is your practices. What we're doing today is our homework, so you're going to click it, and just, since I already did it, just resume quiz. Okay. And so here we are. Now, the first question that we're doing is, you have to make sure you're using the Karlov University dataset and the Karlov University dataset key. So go to your RStudio, so make sure you go to RStudio, blah blah blah, and you're gonna find that through on-ramps. You're gonna see it. I'll show you real quick. You go to on-ramps and structure. Now you're gonna go to exact same place, high school course. Now right here, I think it's under RStudio server on the left tab. Now here is going to give you your username, your password, and your URL. Click the URL and it takes you to the website. Just copy and paste it over and put stay signed in. And then you should be here. So I got disconnected, reconnect. Now I will tell you now that RStudio gets disconnected a lot. So you might be taking the test and you're going to get disconnected maybe about 5 times. That's just because a lot of kids are using the server. This is a universal program and UT's also using it. Now, I already have a bunch of things from the couple last units. So what I'm saying, just get disconnected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to clear, which you really don't have to know. So first, on the right side, this is your environment. So you're going to have all your data and stuff like saved right here. Now this is your script window. I have a bunch of little tabs right here. You know, this is where you're going to see all the numbers and stuff. Here's your script, and here's your console. This is where you get the feedback back to the code. And the right side, you're going to get the display of like plots, and you also have the files, how to import. So I'll teach you all that right now. Okay, let's exit all this. So the easy way to do this actually is, you could either, for this one, you could either just click the little on the top right corner right here. So just quit the current R session. You click it, and it won't delete all of it. I'm not going to save any of this, but it'll get most of it done. So edit, start new session. So then you got to manually delete some of this stuff. So you, like this, delete all this. Just for a sec. It won't ask me to save since earlier I didn't save it. Okay, and here you have, it's obviously clear, just some more work here. Click the little brush, that just means to like sweep everything up, the console and stuff, the environment. Here you also, my plots are already gone. That's thanks to this. And here are my files. Now, today we're looking for Karlov University dataset. So you go to RStudio, you're gonna go to your folders. Now mine are completely messed up. I should have taken better, like, I've been more organized than, you know, but that's just how I am. So they're usually all in the same folder. Let me just go home. Show you. It should be under on-ramp state. It should be under the folder, in another folder. Now you're gonna go to data and you're looking for, which was it? Actually, I think I might have deleted it in the beginning class. I might have it saved somewhere else. But yours should be in on-ramps data, and then you have all this data to go and use. But anyways, let me find mine real quick. Okay, see here, I have it here. So you're gonna click Karlov View Dataset key. Now, in order to upload it, Barajas will teach you that himself, but I'm not gonna get too much into that. But this is where you have all your datasets and stuff, and you can view it. Now, the simple thing, what I would personally do is, for keys, Barajas likes to say, you can just click it from here, but then it gets all jumbled up. Now, what a key basically is, it tells you what certain things stand for. So, like for student ID, that's basically what it is student's ID number. And you can see that UT misspelled student somehow. So first, what we're going to do is import dataset. you're going to click from local file from it's your computer, so it's going to be local file. You're going to go under data, on-ramps data. I don't have it there, but that's where you're going to go. And then, so for me, in my case, I'm going to click Karlov view dataset. Not the key, but the actual dataset. Now, make sure you have heading on. This always has to be on, if not, your thing's going to be all completely messed up. Now, from the beginning, this is going to be the actual name. Now, one tip I should give you right now is, you want to make sure that for Karlov, for any dataset name, make sure you're sorting it down at the beginning, once you start importing the dataset. So I'm going to just put Karlov. If not, you're going to have to type Karlov.dataset, blah, 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 whatever. So now it's simplified. Now it opens the whole dataset. This is basically like an Excel sheet. Shows you student ID, the month, the sex, class, credit hours, temperature, pulse, etc. Now here what we have is student's ID. So what I was telling you earlier, this is the key. So if you look at student and you wonder what it is, you just go to the thing and the little key and it tells you what it is specifically. It does it for every single thing. So for temperature, it might tell you if it's Fahrenheit or Celsius, etc., stuff like that. Now you could do it like this, or you could do the key like that, or you could just import the key and make it seem like an Excel sheet, and it's way neater. So you're gonna go to your on-ramps data. You're going to click it from here, not data, sorry, on-ramps script, yeah, data, and it'll show you the key. Now for me, it will be under, I have it all jumbled out, so it's not going to be there. But you're going to make sure the heading is on, and you can shorten this out to be, just put K key, or whatever you'd like. Now make sure it's important not to put the exact same name as this one, as you're going to get your computer confused, and you'll see what I mean later. Now this is a lot more clear. You see it shows your month, and then it tells you what it is. Month the students visit the clinic. The sex, the gender of the student, class equals year of school. This is way neater. It's easier to read, and etc. Now, let's go back to our homework. It's basically essentials for this. Let me just clear my console. Now you go under edit to clear your console if you ever need to. You'll see this later on. So clear console. There we go. It's clean. Now make sure in order to write any code that's needed for this assignment, you're going to write code for the rest of the year. You have to go click this little plus sign under file, and it says R script. Now once you click, you have your script. So you have these lines. These are your I guess your code, the lines for code. So let's do it for the first question real quick. Alright, question 1 asks, how many male Wendigos visited the health clinic? So first we got to go to the dataset. Now there's two ways to do this. You can just go to the dataset, and this is going to be a really long way. Go to the dataset, you're going to go under male, so look for sex, male, and check how many people have the diagnosis of Wendigosity. You could do that because Wendigos equals Wendigosity, that's what they are. Or you can count every single one, it's going to take way too long. Or you can do the following. So what we're doing here is looking for how many male Wendigos. So make sure you write the hashtag because you're going to need this. Hashtag just eliminates the, it's just for text basically. You have to use a hashtag to write text. If not, it's going to come, your code's going to come out wrong. So it should give you a little green, as you can see it's a little green. So we're looking for male Wendigos, okay. Hashtag number of male Wendigos. Okay, there we go. Now we gotta write the code for this. Now in order to find, male is a categorical unit, and so is Wendigo is a categorical unit. So what we have to do is, since we're gonna first bring out our dataset. Our dataset is called Karlov. Remember, dataset is where we get the information from. This is our dataset. So this is Karlov. So you have to call Karlov up. So we're getting our information from Karlov. Now you're gonna use a little brace, or whatever this is called, and you're gonna write Karlov again, $. Now what we want is males, so we're gonna write gender, or the sex, I think. So this is important. You have to make sure you go under your Karlov dataset and see what you're looking for. See, sex. Okay, so we're gonna put sex equals. Now you put double equal and put the little parentheses, or another the little quote symbol. So make sure you put M. Make sure it's completely copied the same as here. So for males it would be M. Now let me break this down. So Karlov is where we get our information from. Karlov cache sex. So the way Ross explained it to us this year is essentially what it is you're getting sex. So what you want is sex, and you want to get it from Karloff. So you're gonna bring up Karloff. This is the whole data set, and inside Karloff you want Karloff/sex. So this is Karloff already, right? So what you want is sex. So it's gonna look for all of Karloff, which is the whole data set, and it's gonna look for the column sex. Here it is. This is all of sex. Excuse me. Excuse me. So sex is what the thing we're looking for. So first we're going to put sex equals equals. So equals is one of the most important things you have to learn. In order to find only males, you have to put equals equals. So think of it like this. Equals is just what it is equals. It's just in R, the only way it understands equals is if we put equals equals. So think of equals as equals two equals in RStudio. It's always going to be like that. And then what you're looking for, you want males, so you're going to put the letter M inside. Now, what you have to do first is, which I forgot, was make sure you put it under, let's put male Wendigos. No, just put male. Male, okay. So this is the males and the in Karloff, okay? So make sure you put this arrow right here. What this arrow basically does is all of this is going into this. You're saving it into some new object. So once you run the code, now you're going to see something real quick. It's going to show an error. Now what happens here, the reason there's an error is because we forgot the comma. This is something you're going to run into all the time. You got to make sure you put a comma right after whatever you finish looking for, you know, since you want sex equals male. Now it tells you undefined column selected because the comma basically does is defines what you're looking for. So once we run it, it'll fix it. So now you can see on the right side we have males. Okay, so we have 67 observations with 16 variables. But the 16 variables are these. All the little things on top. Pulse, moon phase, hair percent, you know, all that stuff. Now, let's go back to our little code. So now what we have is, if you click this right here on the right side, right here, it's going to pull up the data set. Now it's only going to show us sex, and it's all males, as you can see, only males. It's only doing it based on males. But the question wasn't just how many males are there, it's how many male Wendigos. So now we have to go and get Wendigos from the males. So what we're going to use next is this new little variable we created is, so now we're going to put, let's put male, since we finished male Wendigos. This is what we look for next. Now we're going to do the exact same thing over here, just a little bit more intricate. So we're gonna get the data from, instead of this original data set, from this new data set, male K. So we're gonna type male K. So we're getting the information from little bracket or whatever, and then we're gonna put male K again. So we're gonna go into the male K data set, put the cache symbol. The cache symbol is imperative. You always have to put a cache symbol. I'm not sure why it's a cache symbol. It's just this. It's something you have to memorize. And what we're looking for now is Wendigos. So we have to go under. I already know what this is, but you probably wouldn't have known. Is you would have to actually go to the key and look for, okay, how do I get if they're Wendigos or not? Now you can see diagnosis tells you werewolf equals that, Wendigo equals Wendigo speed. So what we have to do is go into cache and put diagnosis. It's going to automatically prompt it up, so you can just press enter. Now remember, equals in RStudio language means equals equals. That's the only way it will work. Now remember to put your quotes and put what the diagnosis is. So make sure you go into Karloff, your original data set, and see, okay, so how do you spell it? Now you could just go back and forth and try spelling, or you can just copy and paste. Remember, copy is Control C on Windows, and I believe on Mac it's the little apple thing, I'm not sure what it's called, and then C, it's the same thing. And then to paste, press Control V. Those are some things you have to know. It's going to be using all the time. Now, if you're running right now, we're going to get an error just like last time, because we have to put a comma right here. So make sure you put it here. Now, what this will give us, once we run it, is it will save it into the environment, and you'll see it now. So now it's saved. Now it says we have 26 variables. Now you can just look right here and it tells us how many variables it is, and that's what the answer is. So it's for number 1. How many male Wendigos have visited the health clinic? 26. Now we can go to the data set, click it, and you'll see males. Go under diagnosis, monogamy. There you go. And that solves question 1. Now after question 2, it's asking you, how would you describe the distribution of the temperatures of male wendigos? Okay, so now that we have, it's going step by step. Now that we have male wendigos, it's asking us for the distribution of the temperature. So, as you would have already learned, is histograms. So histogram, the code for histogram is hist. Press enter, and there you go. Now what we want is the temperatures of male wendigos. So what you have to do is bring up this old data set which just has male wendigos. So put it in, so we can just copy and paste it. Control C to get that at the same time. Control V at the same time. And what you have to do now is the cache symbol, because what we want specifically is only the temperatures. So we put temperatures, I believe it's capital T. Let me see, the key. Temperatures equals, okay, we have 3 different temperatures, I believe. Follow-up phase, follow-up temperature, and the original temperature. Initial temperature when first seen at the clinic, and the question is asking us just temperatures. So I'm assuming it'll be the original ones that we're seeing, so the initial one. So you go back to your code and write temp. Alright, what we do now is run the code, and you'll see a histogram pops up. Now there are 2 different types of 3 different types of histograms. Now you have the histogram that most of the bars, they're mostly concentrated on this side. So you have a little toe right here, and then a huge little hump right here. Now what you call that would be a left toe. It's a left skew. Because the skew basically, the way you know if it's left or right, the skew, is depending on where the tail is. So the tail is right here, and you notice there's a huge hump right here, then the tail has to be on the left side, it's wherever the tail's at. Same thing for the right. And then you have some histograms that have some pretty normal distribution. So this one right here has a pretty normal distribution. It might have a little bit too much concentrated on the right side, but for the most part it's pretty normal. So what would you look here is, how would you describe the distribution of temperatures of male wendigos? Okay, so we have uniform, and uniform what it is just, it's all just one straight line for the most part, just flat. It's equal to 4 here, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, or like 6. It's about the same everywhere, which we don't have, so it can't be uniform. Now we have negatively skewed. So negatively skewed, so imagine this is x-axis. Negative is on the left side and positive is on the right side. It's equal to algebra 2. Just simple math. Bimodule is when you have 2 humps. Bi means 2. So you have one hump right here and another hump right here. So it's obviously like that. Now we have symmetrical. Symmetrical is another word for what I was telling you earlier. No, it's just normally distributed. So this is normal, symmetrical for the most part. Now question 3 is asking for, what is the median temperature of the male wendigos? So we have, in order to find median temperature, we already have our data set for male wendigos, so it should be pretty easy. Now the code for this is pretty simple. It's just what it's asking for. Median, in order to find median, you just type in median, enter. Now just copy the code. I already have it copied, so I'm going to just paste it. Run the code. It says the numeric data. Okay, there we go. See, what I forgot was I just ran the fact that we really only had male wendigos, but what I actually needed was the temperature. Temperature is what it's asking for. If I didn't have it, it didn't know what to look for. It says it needs numeric data, and temperature is numeric data. So don't forget that. Once you run it, it tells you the median is 96.89 for temperature for male wendigos. Copy this information and paste it. Now you got to make sure you pay attention to the wording. This says round to one decimal place. So I copied it. Fortunately, I think it automatically corrects you for it, but no, it doesn't. But 89 rounds to 90. So whatever is the highest number, basically, you should know how to round at this point. And for the most part, that should be it for this video. I'm just teaching you a couple basic. You should be able to do the rest, mean, standard deviation, stuff like that. I'm just teaching the basics of the code. Bra should be able to help you with any other questions. You should be able to do the rest by now. But just remember, always put your commas once you're looking for something after you finish looking for whatever it was. If not, the code won't run. Make sure you always put the cash symbol is imperative for you to put. So remember, it's what the data set, and you basically have to put the data set again. So data set, bracket, whatever the data set where you get information from, which is the same data set. Cash, what you're looking for, sex, and then what sex it is. So male, female. And it's going to change depending what it is. It might add something else like diagnosis, For the most part, that's just basically it. That's really all I have for you today. If you have any questions, ask Barajas. He's a great teacher, and I appreciate you listening to an old student, and hope you guys have a wonderful day.